The other part that they're skipping is um, they're skipping the part where I guess the NFL has Michael Irvin and Chris Carter. They're going to talk to the group, the 26 young men that are going to be at the draft.
What the hell are they gonna tell them?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug. That's what they gonna say.
Say that.
Yeah, go on, man. Like, stop with the foolishness, man. Like, you ain't the one, and at least like balance it out. You like don't have just two procurers of cocaine talking to me. Like, bring Tim Tebow up in here too. Then you know what I mean. Give it some balance. You know what I mean. Let him talk a little bit, or Danny Werfel, or somebody that's the one that was good Christian boys. What you got is like these two dudes that was hooked on cocaine throughout their careers, and then like, what's the message really? Think about it. Both of these dudes was hooked on cocaine and made the Hall of Fame. What's really the message, Rob? Yeah.
Do cocaine, you get in the Hall of Fame.
Right, exactly. Do exactly what I did, and you get one of these fresh gold jackets at the end of it. Yeah, I don't think that's the message you really want to send. Maybe the NFL should rethink that a little bit. Like, like I say, have some of those good old boys come in there and give the talk too. Mix it up a little bit. Bring Eli Manning in there as well. Just to kind of give it a little bit of balance. You got two cocaine dudes and like Tim Tebow and Peyton Manning over here. Two guys who reportedly haven't done anything, and say it that way. But whatever. And like I say, the funny thing about this article is, like, as I'm reading it, I'm having a thought, and by the time I get to the end of the article, the thought is actually printed on the paper, and that thought would be, the author says, we'll make sure, Darren Gant of what is this? Sporting News? No, Pro Football Talk. I'm sorry, this is from Pro Football Talk. He writes at the end, maybe they should provide a little financial incentive, the kind generated by fans who sleep around the building. Yeah, that would be a thing, wouldn't it? Yeah, if finally these dudes stop doing work for free, stop being walking billboards for somebody else for no money. Yeah, bite yourself, NFL. Somebody caught you. Yeah, caught you again. You gonna get all this money by these fat, drunk, jersey-wearing goons who pay money to get into this auditorium or whatever it is to see a ginger call out names of 19, 20-year-old boys who you have no idea what they're going to produce. And they pay this money. And you know who sees none of it? Yeah, those same boys. Those same boys who are coming out of college after spending 3 years doing work for free as well. Yeah, I'm good. This is the Sports Kings podcast. Big Mike, Rob Calloway here with you via Spreaker.com. God, why do I have my TV on this channel? Shaq is such a, oh God. What is it, Rob? What did you say? He's like buffoonery? That's exactly what I'm looking at. I don't know what just happened, but I'm sure I recognize it as buffoonery. No, Kenny goes to the big monitor or whatever it is in the back there, point out some real basketball stuff that's happening. Yeah, Shaq wants to get up and sprint to the board and touch it and sprint back like he just beat Kenny. Like, come on, man. Ain't nobody
I told you they do that. They do that like once a week.
Yeah, I'm good, dog. I'm good. See, and that's how I get caught watching that stuff. Only because the game is on. Like, I don't mean to watch it, but then, it's a part of it. And I don't know where the remote is right now because I'm talking to the people. Whatever, man. Screw these dudes. Yeah, screw these dudes. Anyway, you guys can find us on the social media sites, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sports Kings Live. And you can email us, sportskingslive@gmail.com. Let me make sure I got through all this NFL situation here. Because I don't want anything to have to, be moved over to tomorrow. I did that yesterday as well. And lastly, before we get to the boxing stuff, before we get to the fight stuff that's coming up on the fight May 2nd, Saturday, Mayweather-Pacquiao, as though I have to tell you guys that, but, in the spirit of professionalism, I'll do that anyway. First and foremost, I want to let everybody know Kirk Gibson, man, has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, man. So
that's terrible.
Yeah, it's a bad look for him, man. Kirk Gibson of L.A. Dodgers fame, he hit that famous home run off of Dennis Eckersley in whatever year that was, Super Bowl, World Series. Famously running on, he limped out there to the batter's box and on one leg muscled a home run across the fence, and limped as he ran around the bases, pumping his fists. More recently, the former manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks and employee of Fox Sports 1. And from what I understand, he was only able to do one broadcast this year, and now they're finding out why. It's because suffering with Parkinson's. So, hope the best for him. Hope it all works out. But now, a guy who I hope it doesn't work out for, to be honest with you, don't really care if it does or doesn't. Josh Hamilton. Yeah, that dude. If you don't know the story, Josh Hamilton was signed as a free agent away from the Texas Rangers to the Anaheim Angels. Signed a 5-year, $125 million contract about 2 years ago, and since hasn't lived up to it, not one iota at all. He just recently admitted to relapsing. He's a dope fiend and an alcoholic the whole time. Make sure I mention that. And became a free agent, signed with Anaheim Angels, and now he just recently admitted to relapsing coming into this new season, relapsing with cocaine and alcohol. The Artie Moreno, I think that's his name, of the Anaheim Angels, the owner, thought that Josh Hamilton would be suspended. And everyone, I thought so too. It was like, that's what you do. If you do dope and you wasn't supposed to be doing it, you get suspended from the league that you play in. Obviously, baseball don't play by those rules because an arbitrator was like, nah, no suspension. Play ball. Send him back to work. And his employer was pissed. Like, no, that shouldn't happen. And we're going to find a way to not pay this dude the $83 million that we owe him. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that strategy didn't work out. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. They were pretty much forced to find a way to get rid of him. And the way they chose was to trade him back to the team that he originally came up with, the Texas Rangers. And it's real silly stuff. Like this dude, he's a dope fiend and he need caretakers and a support system, and all my people that I need around me are here in Texas. Like, man, grow up, dude. You got $125 million, man. Grow up. Be an adult, cuz. I say that all the time. Be a damn adult. I need babysitters and all this kind of stuff because when I'm driving home from the ballpark, I often have these thoughts. I could go home or I could go to the bar. Okay. So, also what happened today, Rob, I don't know if you heard about this. Some dude from the Bleacher Report went in on some old, here it is. He's a coddled hillbilly, which, immediately got my attention. I was like, what is this all about? I love, categorizing people in degrading terms, like hillbilly. So anyway, it goes on to talk about the same thing I'm talking about right now, that how much of a child this kid is, that for whatever reason, everyone wants you to feel sorry for him and all this kind of stuff. Like, I make it a point not to feel sorry when rich people go through regular people problems. Like, dude, if you get fired from your job because you can't back away from the cocaine, all right. Yeah, lesson learned, should be. Or if you have the resources, that's the other thing, you got the resources to get help. A lot of people don't. A lot of people trying to drown their problems and all kinds of stuff and have no way of turning the things around. But you do. And you still choose to do. And you want people to be all sorry for you and, I hope Josh gets help. I don't hope nothing. You know what I mean? Like in this article, like my man goes in, he talks about how when you finally do overdose, I hope that the world is lucky enough that you don't take any innocent people with you and stuff like that. I was like, God, ooh, I feel you, bro, but damn, you going in like HARD hard. Josh Hamilton had his press conference yesterday, and I went and got a couple of sound bites from it because I went and listened to it because I always like to hear what rich dope fiends sound like. Famously, one of the famous rich dope fiend quotes is what crack is whack. Everyone knows who that is.
Right. Whitney.
Yeah, and I know it's not too soon. Screw you. I don't care. I can't believe you talking about Whitney. Shut up. She was a dope fiend too. Whatever. I call her what it is. You know what I mean? If I start smoking crack, you guys can always call me a dope fiend too. Go ahead, free. You're free to do that. Are we even now? I don't know. Whatever. Here's what Josh Hamilton said about leaving the Rangers in the first place.
Looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have gone anywhere. I probably would have stayed here. But I can't change that. I'm happy to be back now. Like I said, I've learned things over the last couple of years, and I'll take that forward and try to be a better man and a father and player on the field.
Yeah, here's the thing. You're a drug addict and an alcoholic. By default, I refuse to believe you. And then when the facts come into play, it makes me believe you even less. The fact that the only team that was willing to give you that five-year, $125 million deal was the Anaheim Angels. The team that you're currently on, the Rangers, wanted to pay you like a third of that. So the fact that you want me to believe that you would have stayed for less than what your market value was, because the Angels, they set the bar. That's what your value is. It only takes one team to set your value, and they set it at 5 years, $125 million, guaranteed money. Yeah, you're going to leave that on the table. Yeah. The thing I know about people who have dependency issues, they like to have the ability to pay for those issues and go buy their cocaine and their alcohol. $125 million to do that for you in a big, big way. Huge way. So, yeah, we don't believe you, Josh. You need more people. The other thing that I found real weird about the whole the press conference was that whole buddy vibe that I was getting from it. Like it was like, hey, Josh. And he was like, hey, Cindy. Like he knew everybody by name and all this kind of stuff. And like over the last couple of days, I've been hearing like people talk about Josh Hamilton, like how nice a guy he is and how, he's always so forthcoming and so generous with his time when you need an interview and all this kind of stuff. So, yeah, immediately after I hear that, I hear, my ears hear, yeah, I'm gonna shape this narrative in a certain way because I like this certain person. When the reality of it is, if like the first thing you want to say about Josh Gordon is he got a problem, and it's just weed, The first thing you want to say about Randy Gregory is how stupid he is, and Shane Ray how stupid he is. These are dudes who had made no money. There's no money for them to lose, like conceptually, because I believe you can't lose what you ain't never had. You know what I mean? Like that's like the dude getting mad because his lottery numbers didn't hit. What you mad about? Like it ain't like somebody took $165 million from you. You ain't have it anyway. But this dude actually has right now has a $125 million contract, of which the Anaheim Angels are going to pay somewhere like 90% of the balance, and he's going to have to relinquish personally like $12 million for some odd reason, right? But then somebody decided, you know what, I'm going to do work today, and I'm going to ask this dude a tough question. I want you guys to listen to this. It's a little bit over a minute long, so bear with me. This is going to be the last thing we talk about before we get into our boxing talk. Just listen to how the conversation starts off buddy, or the interaction starts off buddy, but by the end, yeah, my man turns right into what I believe he is, a child. Listen to this.
Hey, Josh.
What's up, man?
Moreno said he was disappointed by your lack of accountability.
Who said that?
Artie Moreno,
Oh, okay.
the Angels owner.
Right.
He said he was disappointed by your lack of accountability with the Angels. Did you feel like you displayed a lack of accountability?
Yeah, I have no clue what he's talking about. Because, I showed up every day. I got to play hard when I was there. And, for me, it was going into this season, I hadn't been the player that they wanted me to be. I know I hadn't been. But I worked my butt off to be that guy this year going into this season for the Angels. And they just didn't want that to happen for some reason. So, it doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't, make me mad, any of that, But I prepared and, he knew what the deal was when he signed me, hands down. He knew what he was getting. He knew what the risks were. He knew all those things. Under the JDA, it is what it is. I'm under that program. So,
Were you willing to play for the Angels?
are you supposed to ask the second question? I see some other people with hands up over here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he fits every dope fiend stereotype, dude. Because you know what it is? It's everyone else's fault. It's not my fault. Yeah, he knew exactly what he was getting into. Yeah, but that doesn't give you just license to go out and do cocaine.